The future of Diablo 4 is going to be decided very soon. Now, I don't know if we have the same opinions, but I am worried because I also think that is going to be true. In Season 1 and Season 2 and Season 3, most likely we will fully know is Diablo 4 going to be a failure or it will have a bright future.
One of the big conversations right now is about seasons, and I want to break down why that conversation is happening, some of my own thoughts, and what I'm also looking forward to in the seasons.
Okay.
I want to start by sharing an experience in order to explain this concept, which is I got one of the best experiences in the game so far, which was getting a piece of gear that felt pretty good. I got this piece of gear, and I got 4 damage reduction rows that are usable on them.
Damage reduction from close enemies, amazing. Mid-roll, but still amazing. Damage reduction while fortified, amazing. You're a necromancer, you're fortified constantly. And just basic damage reduction and an extremely high roll. 21% damage reduction from distant enemies, pretty good. And as long as he's not using any... Yeah, he's using Bone Spear. So he can't use the thing that's a flat percent damage reduction if someone is under the effect of shadow damage.
Meaning this piece of gear right here felt amazing to get. I felt like I had gained some progression of my character, and it felt like a peak moment for me. That is because at the end game of this game, and I'm not necessarily at end game on this necromancer yet, I am in world tier 4. I am pushing through nightmare dungeons, but I'm only level 79 admittedly. But in the end game,
Nice.
it really boils down to nightmare dungeons, trying to defeat Uber Lilith, and then min-maxing your gear, which is what these pants fall under. It is one of those 3, and that is currently...
On pants, honestly, there's nothing but damage mitigation you kind of want. I'm pretty sure there's no stat other than full damage mitigation that you kind of want to go for pants.
sort of the in-game experience. And so because of that, I must ask myself if moments like these ones are going to keep me into the game for multiple years. Again, I try to look at this from both perspectives. I've been fairly positive about the game, but I have seen a lot of criticism when it comes to the end game. So this video is me trying to open myself up to that conversation and understand it from that perspective. And because of that, if I am trying to be blatantly aware, I don't think just getting new items and min-maxing each of these slots would keep me interested for years to come. And because of that, that brings us back to the season conversation of feeling like Season 1 has a lot of...
Seasons are kind of supposed to fix that, because every season you're supposed to make a new character and just farm this new gear for, you know, a month, maybe 2. Depends on how long you want to play. Even for a week, still good enough.
Pressures on the shoulder for Blizzard. I think where currently people are standing is they are really looking to see any notification from Blizzard in order to know where they plan to go with this game. I think this is very obvious if we actually look at the current patch notes. One of the feedbacks I've seen from this, even though these are mostly changes that we, the community, directly asked them for, teleporting to dungeons, experience in dungeons, even the balance changes that got somewhat of flack. We literally asked for generation for things like Fury, Spirit Essence, etc. We more or less wrote a good amount of these patches. Even these sort of buffs, for instance, do have negative connotation in them, which are fair enough points, because people will say that, oh, 1 to 5% buff, who cares? That doesn't fundamentally change.
If it's just 1% overall, yeah, who cares? But if it's 1% on like 20 things, you actually have stacked more than 20% power right there. Because, you know, it's not additive most of the time, it's multiplicative. So, you know, 1% to 20 things may actually end up being more than 20% additive power.
The game, which they're correct. It does not fundamentally change the game. It is minor buffs, but what it does is show that the focus from the audience isn't necessarily on these minor changes, but that people are really looking forward to new content, which is where the major point of this conversation comes in. What it really boils down to...
I have to say, we as a people are absolutely spoiled. Game's been out for what? Maybe a month at best at this time? And we're already like saying, give us an expansion. Bruh. Like, come on. This is just how absolutely spoiled we are.
Is at some point the majority of players, either casual or in-game, are going to hit a point where they feel like they need something else to do in the game. That is happening fairly rapidly for in-game players, and casual players, the average player, are slowly starting to get there. So what I currently
True.
believe is that season 1 is going to be two things.
Admittedly, the irony of that, of the casual players starting to hit level 60, and that's pretty much the end game. It's like, you get to level 60, you unlocked World Tier 4, congratulations, you literally finished the game, as strange as that may sound. It's true.
First of all, it's going to be a much needed injection of content, things to do, but it is also going to be an indicator, a sort of green or red light for most of the audience as to whether or not they're going to keep their interest into this game for years to come. If season 1 comes and the seasonal mechanic, the seasonal quest, the seasonal challenges are very interesting and give you a lot of things to continue to grind for, to have a lot more in-game content than maybe is currently in the game, then I think that's going to keep people's interest a lot longer than we would originally think. However, if season 1 comes and the seasonal mechanic is minor, the World Tier 5 doesn't come, let's say that's season 3 for the data mine that we saw of the World Tier 5.
I don't think season 1 needs a World Tier 5. World Tier 5, again, doesn't really solve anything. We already have gone through this. World Tier 5 literally doesn't solve a single issue that any player has in this game, okay?
Etc. There's not really any new bosses, or let's say they don't bring the campaign bosses back where we can do them, and it's sort of more the same thing reskinned. I think we're going to see some people getting bored sooner rather than later. And while I myself play for just more the fun of it than anything, and obviously creating content, I don't have every character maxed out on 100. I do actually try to see things from the perspective of the people who are not like me and have been grinding a lot harder and a lot farther, and they've already cleared Nightmare 100 and Uber Lilith and all these things. And I could see from their perspective that if you're at that point and you have lots of characters maxed already, you're probably already ready for the new content at this point, and season 1 really needs to deliver for those people. And while a lot of us...
Is that even remotely close to true, though? I feel like that's absolutely not true. The average player is... maybe if they're really... Well, actually, now, no. With the changes to the dungeons, I think people are gonna get level 70, like, super easy, right? Level 70 should not be that honestly hard. But, you know, you hit level 70 and what then? Create a new character? I think that's what most people are gonna do. But, you know, they're probably honestly not even gonna get their second character to level 50. That's kind of my assessment of things. A lot of people didn't even actually get level 50 with their first character when they decide, you know what, I have experienced enough and I'm gonna do something else. Because it is kind of... For example, I'm currently playing a druid, and I'm 40-something level, and, well, there haven't been a lot of uniques, honestly, dropping, and that's kind of real bad. And the reason why that is really bad is because my gameplay style hasn't changed for roughly 10 plus hours at this point, probably game time-wise. And, you know, I'm doing the exact same thing. There's literally no uniques that can improve my my game plan currently, the way I'm doing things. And I'm kind of a little bit losing interest in just, you know, getting even to level 50, even though that would fix a lot of things.
Us are still making new characters and experiencing the game. Every time that we do make a new character and experience the beginning of the game, we're experiencing it for the second, third, fourth, or fifth time at this point. So I do think that going into the further in-game seasons, it's got some weight on its shoulder. I think season 1 is going to be sort of a make or break it point. I really hope they hit it out of the park, both because I want to see longevity in the game. Obviously, I would like to continue to create content on it for the years to come. But I also think that it's going to be important for the people that are the really hardcore audience in this game that have... talking to people that got 5 100s already, or...
You can't satisfy the people who have 5 100s. It's literally an impossible task. Because these people are gonna finish every new piece of content you give them in a week tops, okay? The only way that implementing bosses that are as hard as Lost Ark would probably just drive these people away, because they wanna do easy content. The biggest problem with making content for these people that play games like Diablo is the fact that you don't actually want challenging content. No. then you would be playing Elden Ring, then you would be playing Lost Ark in games like this. You want easy, rewarding content and a lot of new content when you're done doing the old content. And that's a problem, because these people will do any content you put into the game in a week, and then they will be content starved yet again. It's an impossible task to actually fulfill the needs of these people.
3 100s, whatever. They've already cleared Uber Lilith, Nightmare Dungeon 100. The people that are hardcore loving the game, I think those people are probably ready for some content. However, I do still firmly believe most people don't have a level 100 at this point. Most people are probably at the level 70, maybe 80 level or so. Most people don't have many alts, and there's still plenty of content left for people to absorb in this game. But I am seeing an increase in comments, both as well as YouTube, as well as the live stream, from people saying that they are now ready for new content, or they're hoping for new things to come into the game. And it's starting to feel like the tipping point.
I mean, actually, that is a good point. Because the average player is going to want new content already, even though they haven't actually experienced even getting a level 80 most likely. Doing Uber Lilith hasn't even crossed their mind. Getting all characters to to even level 50. They're not even doing that. They just want new content because they're not out of content. There's just content that is in the game that people don't want to do. And by the way, that's completely normal. That is completely normal. That is the way that it always has, by the way, been. You know, a game implements some kind of content. It's not your type of content. Give me new content. But we gave you... Yeah, but I don't play that content. I don't do that stuff. Yeah, this is completely normal. He's actually right.
Is going a little bit from one way to the other. So Season 1 for me, and the point of this video, is I think Season 1 is going to be fairly important when it comes to actually delivering content.
Yeah.
Now, if you're curious as to what Season 1 information we already have, what content will be available,
we already know that. Good video.
For that, I have a video showing you what all season content will be.
By the way, I haven't seen the Prepare for Season 1 video, even though I had seen it in my recommendation tab. I can bet it's just get everything to max Paragon so you don't actually have to re-click everything, do the statues and things like that. You know, which is going to probably take, I don't know, I don't even know how long that's going to take. But that, it's probably going to take multiple days for most people. In any case, good video, DM, my boy. In any case, this was Christopher Simpson. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.